Marriage. Uh, some wish for it. Some couples last for a long time. Some marriages don't even last a year, if it even make it to a year. I've never been married before, but I know the anatomy of it. You find somebody, you spend years together, you go through your ups and downs, your trials and tribulations, and you tie that knot. And like Maze feature Frankie Beverly said, we are one. But what if the marriage was first cousins? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Chris Thorne Show. What's up, everybody? It's your man, Chris Thorns. As always, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you're watching my content. And as always, like, comment, subscribe, and share. Guys, Jesus Christ, I swear, if it ain't one thing, it's another. Now, I just got a text earlier from my cousin that somebody in the family, the doctors told them they, on their last days, they say they probably won't make it to Saturday. I'm just like, oh, Jesus Christ. Why? How much can be on one person? I swear. And this guy, I believe he was married to my grandmother. This is my grandmother's husband. You know, of course, y'all know I lost my grandmother. And now he's finna pass. I don't know much about him, but the fact of the matter is he's part of the family, and they telling me he's finna pass. I mean, Jesus Christ. I mean, how much can a person take? Jeez, man, golly. Just make you want to go somewhere and just go to sleep and don't wake up till like years later or something. Shit. And I'm dead serious. Golly. Whew. Anyway, let me get into this story. What we see right here is you're about to hear first cousins who have gotten married to each other. And they trying to change the law to where this could be recognizable that first cousins can get married. You don't believe me? Listen to it.
These lovebirds say it started with a crush.
You were in second grade?
Yeah, it was like second grade. I remember I stopped her mother. I stopped her and I said, I'm going to marry Angie. And she said, no, I'm sorry, you can't, but you can be friends.
Family vacations would bring them together, but social norms would draw them apart again.
This is something that I've always felt very, life was unfair. Like, why did the person I want to be with the most and had the most attraction to, the most natural feelings for, why did you have to be my cousin?
They reunited after 10 years this winter, both recently single, both ready to take the plunge.
We're like, okay, this is crazy, but we're adults now. We're single now. We're just going to go for it, and, who cares what our family thinks?
They are crossing two big hurdles to get married. The most obvious is genetics. According to researchers at Columbia University, first cousins share 12.5% of their DNA. First cousins who have children face a 4 to 7% chance of their child having a genetic disorder, as opposed to a 3 to 4% chance for an average couple.
The genetic consequences, the biological consequences are very small. It's more, what people might think and say.
The second major hurdle is the law. Here in Utah, it is illegal for first cousins to get married unless they are 65, 55 if they can prove they are infertile. So the two went to Colorado yesterday to tie the knot.
As soon as we crossed over the state border, we're not married anymore.
The two are gathering signatures and hope to change the law here in Utah.
No one I've ever been with will make me feel as perfect as she does. And her being my cousin and some of the responses is a small price to pay. I've always loved you, Angie. You know that.
Okay. Okay. I really don't know what to say about this. Maybe I should let y'all who watch this do the commentary. You know, I don't know what the fuck to say about this. You know, again, I do stories, and when I do stories, you think I did the worst of them or the crazy of them, then you just get one that's even more crazy, you know. But the sad thing is, I'm pretty much sure they're not the only one who doing this. You know, you probably got a lot of them they want to change the laws because they find an attraction to their own family members, you know. I mean, yeah, you got some people that find an attraction to their own mom and their own dad, you know, and probably even having incest with them, you know, shit like that. But to try to get the laws to change where family members can marry each other, I mean, what's next now? What's next? You know, first it's the same sex. You got that passed to a lot of places. Now as you marry your own damn family members, boy, I tell you, I don't. My mind just, that's it. My mind just, my mind is blown. My mind is blown. It says a pair of first cousins in Utah is fighting for the right to get married in their home state, saying their love shouldn't be limited just because their parents are siblings. Oh, wow. Michael and Angelique tied the knot Monday in Colorado after they say they loved each other since childhood. But the couple isn't legally married in their home state of Utah because they are cousins. As soon as we crossed over the state border, we are not married anymore, Michael Lee said. In Utah, it is illegal for first cousins to get married unless they are 65 or 55 if they can prove they are infertile. I don't even see why that 65 or 55 want to do that anyway. The Lees say that law is antiquated and there's no real basis for the restriction. They started a Care to petition and are gathering signatures in hopes of change it. Jesus Christ, you got people that's signing their signatures. You got people that's signing a petition for this. How about that? How about that? No one I ever been with would make me feel as perfect as she does, and her being my cousin and some of the responses is a small price to pay. Michael Lee said, I've always loved you, Angie. You know that. The couple says it all started with a crush in second grade. I remember I stopped her mother and said, I'm going to marry Angie. She said, no, I'm sorry, you can, but you can't be friends, Michael Lee said. Angie Lee's father is the oldest of 12 children, and Michael Lee's mother is the fifth child in the same family. Over the years, family vacations would bring the Lees together, but they say social norms will always draw them apart. This is something I always felt very like was unfair. Why did the person I want to be with the most and had the most attraction to and the most natural feelings for, why did you have to be my cousin? Michael Lee said. The Lees both recently single, reunited in winter after 10 years, and now they say they are finally ready to disregard the risk. We're like, okay, this is crazy, but we're adults now, and we're single now. We're just going to go for it, and who cares what our family thinks, Angie Lee said. According to researchers at Columbia University, first cousins share 12.5% of their DNA. If the cousins have children, they will face a 4 to 7% chance of their child have a genetic disorder, as opposed to a 3 to 4% chance for the average couple. The genetic consequences, the biological consequences are very small. It's more what people might think and say, Michael Lee said. In the United States, 24 states ban marriage between first cousins, and in 6 others, it is only allowed under certain circumstances according to popular science. Let me tell y'all something. Of course, in this world where a lot of us seem like it's nuts, it's norm to a lot of people. I mean, that's just the way it is. A lot of stuff we see as nuts is normal to people. This reminds me of a video that I did, and it got over like 13,000 views or something like that, if I'm not mistaken. There was these two women. One was a mother and one was a daughter. And they did a video. The mother was sucking the daughter titty or some shit like that she was doing. It was crazy shit. Of course we know he was doing that to get attention. Then they end up on the Steve Wilkos show. And Steve Wilkos wasn't having that. He ain't like that too much. But they were saying it was just a skit. But Steve Wilkos, like, you know, he don't give a damn if it was a skit. You know, that's a bad sign to be putting out there. That's a bad gesture to be putting out there. And I remember a guy came in the comments and said, you know, it shouldn't be the government business. It's family want to have sex with each other and this, that, and the third. I like, are you serious? And we kind of went back and forth for a minute. But I had to realize, you know, hey, you know, if that's what he believes, then I guess he got the right to believe what he want to believe. I don't believe in it. And with these two, I guess if they believe in it, they believe what they believe. As crazy as it may sound. Shit. No. Like I said, I don't know what else to say. You know, I got too much going on right now with me. So shit, I don't know what else to say about this. You know, I mean, this is the world, y'all. This is 2019. We only in the 3rd month of the year. And there's so much crazy shit going on. But anyway, I'll post this in the description box. Y'all take a look at this and tell me what y'all think about this. Other than that, your man Chris Thorns, I'm out.